But the amount that we get paid for this, like if you're babysitting or you're helping out a family with little kids or that just had a newborn or you're helping them out with their garden during the summer, you're getting paid $3 a day. That's it. Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about what type of jobs Amish people are allowed to have and what type of jobs they're not allowed to have. Now, many Amish people, they have their own farms, and while most of those farms are going to be dairy or cattle, they also have goat farms and sheep farms. Goat farms I know have been becoming more and more popular, especially in the area that I grew up in. And that's simply because it started getting too expensive to have dairy farms because they had to ship the milk way too far. And because of that, a lot of people switched over to goats. My family ended up switching over to a cattle farm because the creamery impressed and closed. So in order for them to continue with the dairy farming, they would have had to ship their milk all the way to Wisconsin. And that was way too expensive and it just wasn't worth it. So they ended up switching over to cattle farms. We still had some dairy cows, but only enough for our own use. And then we'd separate the milk from the cream. And then whatever cream we didn't use, we would make into butter. And then we would use the separated milk to make cheese, cottage cheese. So we had all of that homemade. And trust me, it's so much better than store-bought. Surprisingly, there's actually a variety of things that older Amish are allowed to do. For example, they can have sawmills, they can have furniture shops, they can be carpenters, they can be chiropractors. Which, that is a weird one because I actually don't know how they get their training or where they get qualified to be a chiropractor, because you only go to school until 8th grade and that's just the basics. You're not allowed to go to any further school. So that is actually a good question. How do they get qualified for stuff like that? Like, we also have an Amish midwife. She helps women give birth and all that stuff like that. Wouldn't that require some extra training too? Like, how do they get qualified? And if you know this, please let me know, because I'm actually very curious myself, like how they have these jobs, or are they just doing them without qualifications? I went to this chiropractor so many times. Now I would never go to a chiropractor that wasn't qualified. I mean, he did a good job. But now I'm questioning it. Was he even qualified? I don't know. And as far as carpentry goes, you're allowed to do carpentry just as long as it doesn't require you to be driven to your job by a vehicle and then brought back at the end of the day. So basically you can do carpentry within the community and that's it. A lot of Amish people also have furniture shops. And a lot of these, like, they specialize in different things, different types of furniture. My dad actually had a furniture shop and he specialized in clothing dryers. That's a very odd thing to specialize in, but he sold a lot of them. And he would make other stuff too, like bedroom sets, kitchen sinks, furniture cabinets, desks, and all of that stuff. I helped a lot with the staining and the finishing of the furniture. And that's actually one of the things I miss the most about back home, helping out in the furniture shop. And trust me, the Amish furniture is some of the strongest furniture you will ever buy. Like, if you buy Amish furniture, that will last you forever. It's definitely a good thing to invest in because you will definitely be able to pass it on to your children, to their children, and all of that. And then some Amish people also have sawmills where they would cut logs into lumber, pallet wood, firewood, scrap wood. Most of my brothers actually worked in a sawmill, and then the owner of the sawmill would give us a big discount on the lumber to make furniture with it. All the firewood that we used during the winter or summer, we were able to get it from him for free because my brothers worked there. My dad actually bought his own sawmill several years ago, so now he makes his own lumber, firewood, and all of that. That's probably because all of his sons are either married or they left home. So now he would have to pay full price for the lumber and the firewood. We also had an Amish welder in the area, and we had an Amish dentist in the area too, which that is another one. Where did he get qualified to be a dentist? But yeah, my family now has a cattle farm, a furniture shop, and a sawmill. I don't even know how they manage all of that because my dad doesn't have any sons at home anymore. He only has 4 daughters left, but I also know that my dad was very strict on not letting the girls be outside doing the work that was supposed to be men's work. I mean, he does have one of my married brothers living on the farm, so I guess he's helping him out, but just the 2 of them, that's managing like around 120-acre farm, around 40 cattle, around 20 horses, and a sawmill, and a furniture shop. I feel like that would be a lot for 2 people. But then again, if anybody can do it, it would definitely be the Amish. And on top of that, they have an orchard with around 100 trees. That's a lot to manage. And then my mom has her own businesses. She has a business where she makes overcaps for Amish women. And then she also sells vitamins. So she needs the girls to help her out with that too. I haven't been there in almost 4 years. And they have less kids at home than they did when I was last there. So I don't know how they're managing all of this. I mean, I guess they have grandkids now that are old enough to help out. But those grandkids, they live in the same state, but not in the same county, not in the same community. They live like 300 miles away. But yeah, that's actually very interesting. I didn't even think about that. But I am curious how they manage all that. And also, Amish girls are allowed to work as well. But it's just the jobs that we're allowed to have is like babysitting, helping out the neighbors that have little kids or just had a newborn. And you are allowed to work at other Amish businesses. Like I used to work at our neighbor's Amish bakery. And then I know that some of my sisters also worked at our other neighbors that had a leather shop. And then we can also be school teachers. But the amount that we get paid for this, like if you're babysitting or you're helping out a family with little kids or that just had a newborn or you're helping them out with their garden during the summer, you're getting paid $3 a day. That's it. It's not even $3 an hour. It's $3 a day. And that money does not go to you. That money goes to your parents. Now, once you turn 21, then the money goes to you. But before that, any money that you make goes to your parents. Until you're 21 years old, you will never have money. Now, if you're working at the Amish bakery, you're going to be making $12 a day. Which for us, we thought that was crazy money. Which, I mean, it makes sense. We were used to making $3 a day. Like if you're used to making $3 a day, $12 a day sounds like so much money. But that is still nothing. Out here, we're complaining if we get paid $12 an hour. I actually don't know how much the leather shop paid. But for a teacher, you're making a little bit more, especially if you're a good teacher. Because if you're a good teacher, they will continue offering you money just to keep you teaching. And like you get paid by each family separately. But like think about that. $3 a day. $12 a day is 4 times $3 a day. So 4 times the amount that we were used to making. That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot to us. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to hear more of my story. And also follow me on TikTok at IdaMachiva1 and on Instagram at IdaChooseHappiness. I will be posting videos and answering some questions on both of those platforms as well.